But I do want to talk about the New England Patriots and this potential quarterback controversy that happened last night. What do you think about this, the way they handled the Mac Jones Bailey Zappe situation last night? Bill Belichick stated that it was always the plan to play both quarterbacks. He apparently had told the quarterbacks that before the game. He said that he told the team leadership that before the game, but there was apparently an anonymous player that reported that they didn't hear anything about it. And so clearly not the entire team was involved or heard about this decision. And I think also the optics of the way it went down. Mac Jones throws the interception, then Bailey Zappe comes in and stayed in the game the rest of the game. I think maybe it was a little weird the way that it went down. But how do you feel about this? Do you think there's a quarterback controversy? Who do you think they should use moving forward? All that stuff.
I don't think there's a quarterback controversy in the long run, at least. Although this isn't out of Bill Belichick's kind of MO. I mean, we literally saw him in the Super Bowl bench Malcolm Butler, and someone would argue that cost him a Super Bowl, and we still don't know why Malcolm Butler was benched. And, Mac, this is obviously a key injury because, Mac's been out for a bit. I think that's important to factor in too. And maybe they kind of maybe there was a little bit of butting of heads here where maybe Mac felt like, he could go out and play. And maybe, the coaching staff was like, well, you're medically cleared, but like, maybe don't feel like on the practice field, you're back, So they say, okay, let's just throw him out and see what he's got. I do think Bill's kind of, as the kids would say, capping in regards to, the interception, it was planned, even, regardless of the interception. I think the interception obviously was a catalyst for, okay, let's just pull him because, he wasn't looking too impressive at that point. And, Bailey, like I said, like we mentioned with Dak, Mac Jones hadn't played football at this point for about a month, probably a little bit over a month. So it's hard to be thrown in there, in the live, with live bullets basically going around you and to, especially with the pressure of Bailey Zappe and such. I just think in the moment they were trying to win the game. That's why they threw Bailey Zappe in because, okay, Max just doesn't have it tonight. Let's not try to force this. And, maybe Mac, and the momentum, especially the fans were chanting for Zappe. So if Mac keeps doing worse, then it just further solidifies in the fans' minds, oh, let's just play Zappe. Then, Bill's got to deal with that, even though he's going to deal with it regardless, all the, the questions. Going forward, it's tough because I don't know the health of Mac Jones. I don't know, how confident he, what percentage he is at. Let me look at their schedule. They have the Jets next. Yeah, honestly, especially if he's not 100%, I would wait. I would play maybe Zappe another game, but if Mac Jones is 100%, and especially since they invested a first round pick in him, I'd throw him back out there. And if he struggles again, then maybe you throw in Zappe. But, you invest the first round pick in Mac Jones. We forget he had a really good rookie year. Like, they went to the playoffs last year. And this is still, like, a new offense for him to learn. And the fact that he missed 5 weeks as his offense probably grew and evolved and, got thrusted back in, I just don't think it's fair to fully criticize him, or Mac Jones, and say that he should be benched for Bailey Zappe. So I will say Zappe looked good, but I know that wasn't a great answer, but I would go with Zappe for the next game unless Mac Jones is absolutely 100%. Like the ankle's not an issue, and you just then I would say, okay, let's just throw him out there for a full game, and for better or for worse, just let him get that game under his belt, and then we'll evaluate from there. But I don't think there's a controversy long term.
Yeah, I'm just in the way they handled it. I'm not a fan of this. The way that game started, the crowd was chanting for Bailey Zappe. And so you've put Mac Jones out there in a situation where he's coming off of 2 wins, in a situation where this fan base still has this delusional mindset that any young white quarterback that they draft is going to be the next Tom Brady. We saw it last year with Mac Jones. And now we're seeing it again with Bailey Zappe, and it's probably even worse because Bailey Zappe is a late round pick, and so he aligns more with like the Tom Brady story. Newsflash to everybody: it's not going to happen. You're not going to find the next Tom Brady. Anyway, So yeah, I wasn't a fan of the way they handled it. You throw Mac Jones out there, and all of a sudden his own crowd is cheering against him. He throws the interception, then he gets benched, and it doesn't help that then Zappe has a great drive, and everybody's cheering for him. And I just think it just kills the confidence of your QB. I think if you were going to play both, you start with Zappe, and then maybe you bring Mac Jones in later. You commit to a full half for both of them, something along those lines. Or maybe you just start with Zappe, and if he's playing well, then you just ride with him the rest of the game, and you say, well, we didn't think that Mac was fully healthy, something along those lines. Like, I feel like you can cover for your quarterback a little bit better here, and not kind of, I don't know. I just felt like they really just put him in a tough spot, and we'll see if he can overcome this and win his starting job back. And maybe that's what Bill's wanting to do, because I wouldn't put it over Bill's head. He's not the kind of guy to pat you on the back and say that you need to, that you're the guy. Like, he's going to make you earn everything. But I just wasn't a fan of the way they handled it. And I did think that Jacoby Myers, he had a quote after the game that I thought was something I really resonated with. He said, "It's tough to see somebody who works so hard get that kind of treatment," in reference to Mac. He followed up later and he clarified, not even just the coaches, but everybody, the crowd, all of it. It was an ugly situation, in my opinion. And I agree. I just think that Mac Jones didn't really get the support that he deserved in that moment for everything that he did for the franchise last year and all the work that he's put in. So regardless of whoever they go with, I think they could have just handled that a little better. And I will say, in my opinion, Mac Jones is still the better quarterback. I mean, Bailey Zappe has had his moments, but he's done nothing that I've been like, wow, Mac Jones can't do that. But Mac Jones has definitely made some plays throughout his career that I just don't see Bailey Zappe making. Now, I don't think there's like this massive gap, because I've never thought that Mac Jones had like the highest of ceilings. I've always felt like he would be a quarterback that can play well within a system, on schedule, in structure, all those kind of things. And the Patriots are one of those organizations that can do that. And that's why a quarterback like Zappe or Jacoby Brissett when he was there, or Jimmy Garoppolo, or literally any quarterback that plays for them can have success. But yeah, I wasn't a fan of the way they handled it, because I don't think there was really a quarterback controversy until last night, when the Patriots coaching staff kind of made it into one. So yeah, I don't know. It felt weird, especially since the Patriots, this didn't feel like the Patriots way of removing all potential distractions and blah, 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 and whatever. So yeah, that's how I felt.
Thanks for watching this clip from the Shut Up and Ball podcast. If you want to see more weekly NFL and NBA content, click the subscribe button, like the video, and if you want to see the full episode this clip came from, go ahead and click here.